is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Way down in the water.
Armed and ready.
Overload metal, hell yeah.
You've been a naughty boy.
Oh freak. Man, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb.
Drop your weapons. Final warning.
In the water. I'm gonna put the live chat on it a bit, okay? Meow, meow. Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
Stop right there. Let's light it up. Everybody stand back. Blitz.
What the frick?
Drop your weapons.
Why isn't it overloading? You know, I think it was considered that it was on the platform, not on the golem. That's pretty dumb.
Try not to. Let's light it up. Hands where I can see them.
Yay, I got a crow. That's all that matters. All that matters. Let's see. Let's dance a bit. I'm not really dancing in real life, okay? Man, that's so unhealthy. Just like my diet in me. Lol. Oh, let's see. What can we do for Rosaria? Rosaria and Leona. really should level up my other characters. Excuse me. What does she need? Shyvana Jane Chunk. Sky Blue Jane Chunk. Shyvana Jane Chunk. Oh man. Oh man. But we can make guide to equity silver. But then I'm not gonna use him. She's very powerful even if she's just level 80. Mad respect for her. Xiangling. Ano naman animal healer? I didn't know Jean was animal. I never cared about Jean. Mizuki. I know of Mizuki. So I wouldn't need Singvini in that party.
Asim anghang? Wow! あまり遠くに行くなよ。周りを見張って。
顔が曇ってるぞ。春風の夢。バクと覚めて。
EM? What's EM? Elemental Mastery. Energy Recharge. I want to believe.
One thing to note about her weapons, mostly you just want to get anything that provides elemental mastery, so that includes her own signature, which will be the best in slots since it gives tons and tons of EM. I was able to reach almost 1400 EM, but there's also Lali's signature, which doesn't trigger the passive, but gives 350 EM, and there's also Nahida's signature. Interestingly enough, for 4-star options, Wandering Even Star is pretty nice. Overall, it should provide a small 150 attack boost on average for the whole team, while also providing decent EM substat. And then there's Favonius Codex, if you just want to generate a whole bunch of particles, or Hakushin Ring, which can be good in Taser or Aggravate teams. Finally, there's Mappa Mare, but at this point, I'd go for Magic Guide if you just need EM. Overall, as you can see, besides being a psychologist, despite the fact looking like a waitress for a bathhouse, Yume Mizuki is a damage dealer who specializes in swirl reactions. Looks can be deceiving, what can I say? Still, her playstyle is very specific, and by just looking at her kit, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty simple. However, surprisingly, she unlocks quite a few interesting team comps. Let's first get the basic stuff out of the way. Yes, she's going to be pretty great both in Taser and Aggravate teams. Now, in Taser comms, the usual problem of being countered by a single mob still exists, and since Mizuki kinda sucks against a single target, Taser is perfect for her when you want to beat up 2 or more mobs at the same time for big swirl damage. Still, remember how I mentioned that cursed monkey paw effect? Well, because she cannot do normal attacks, the core members of Taser cannot be used with her. Since Shincho's, Yolan's, and even Beto's burst coordinated attacks will not be triggered by Mizuki, sadly. Okay, so what's the solution? Well, for Hydro, more or less, Karina is the best choice. She will probably reduce the amount of swirls on Mizuki burst by a few since HP will get drained, but otherwise, you could also use Kokumi's Jellyfish, or Ayato's burst, but probably a bad idea. And there's also Barbara for a low-budget choice. And then as for Electro teammates, best ones are going to be Fischl, Yamiko, and Warren, but Lisa also works fine. So just pick a combination of 2 of them. Like, honestly, I expect Karina, Fischl, and Warren to be pretty popular team comp for Mizuki. Also, I want to quickly mention this, in the 5.4 Creator Experience server, Abyss footage is permitted, but only on the first chamber of first sight of floor 12. Although, keep in mind, this cycle of floor 12 actually provides 600% swirl damage boost to the active character. So yeah, that's about 50% additional boost damage to all her swirls, and if we go by the previous total damage example on 2 enemies, that will go from 617k to about 920k damage, so a very noticeable boost. And so, please don't treat this Abyss footage as gospel. Yes, she can hit pretty hard on the first side with swirls, but this does not represent her actual strength out in the open world or other Abyss cycles where this buff won't be apparent. Anyway, with this disclaimer out of the way, the other team comp that she will thrive in will be Aggravate comps. Although, if you use someone like Nahida, keep in mind her Dendro application is extremely beefy, and you'll need good Elixir applicators to maintain Aggravates, or go with another Dendro unit, or even units like Kirara or Kali. Still, keep in mind anyone who can boost elemental mastery for Mizuki will be pretty good teammates overall. Or if there's anyone who can reduce the resistance on enemy further, will also be great, because if we go back to the roots of this game, transformative reactions such as Swirl only care about 3 things: the character's level, their elemental mastery, and the enemy's resistance. That's it. So if you're causing Cryo Swirls, Cryo Resistance Threat can be a great way to further boost Swirl damage. But why do I even mention this? Well, you see, I believe Mizuki actually gives a new second purpose to a couple of units. You probably didn't catch this the first time I said it, but Mizuki's skill, while active, boosts all swirl damage. And it turns out she works super well with Venti, since he can also now gain about 60 to 80% damage increase for his swirls, and what's even better, he can easily group up the enemies. Well, if they can be grouped, that is. Which means triggering those AoE swirls becomes a breeze, both for Mizuki and Venti. And you know who else benefits from grouped enemies and has quadratic scaling? Coco Goat. You drop her burst, and with Venti's burst plus Mizuki flying around, this becomes a cocktail of death for any enemies that can be sucked in by Venti's burst. Now, as for the last member of the team, I found the best success so far with Shenhe, since she can shred cryo resistance, which, as I said a moment ago, boosts cryo swirls both for Venti and Mizuki. But then she also offers a bit of cryo damage boosting for Ganyu. Of course, the icy clothes can be unloaded by Ganyu, Shenhe, and Venti's burst, which has elemental absorption. Sadly, Mizuki doesn't have elemental absorption, so she cannot unload Shenhe's quill. But yeah, this team is actually super fun, and almost reminds me of the old school Morgana team. In fact, you could even put in Mona if you wanted to. And you can see even outside of this, which provides a ridiculous boost to swirls, this team can one-cycle the latest artifact domain. Also, another team that I tried out that was kinda janky but funny involved melting Ganyu's burst. The timing is specific, but by doing this rotation with Benny, Chironin, and Ganyu, you can end up with Pyro Swirls who maintain Pyro Aura on enemies while Ganyu's burst keeps melting. But moving away from the Coco Goat and maintaining the Pyro idea, going with something like Emily, Xiangling, and Benny is also a pretty hilarious comp. Honestly, I like the idea of powering up swirls because even without Venti, someone like Kazuha can be used, or even Animal Traveler. Try chasing the Tornado. But overall, at C0 in these team comps I've mentioned, mainly Taser, Aggravate, and Double Animal Archetype, she's pretty decent, as long as you understand that full potential is only achievable against 2 or more targets.
Final warning! Let's light it up!
So the next thing I want to quickly go over would be the constellations. I mean, heck, she's going to become a standard unit, and some of you who will lose 50-50 might end up with more than one copy. And actually, her constellations overall are better than the old OG 5-stars from the standard pool. I'd say the power level growth is about as good as Tignati's, so at least if I lose my 50-50 and get spooked by Mizuki, I'd be pretty content about it. Okay, so starting with C1, there's a wall of text, but from what I understand, every 3.5 seconds, the next instance of swirl damage gets boosted further by 900% of Mizuki's elemental magic. Won't happen each time, but it's like a decent damage increase. Now, C2, ironically, is exactly the same kind of thing that Kazuha provides from his passive talent. So when Mizuki is using her skill, she boosts Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, and Electro damage by 0.04% for each EM point she has. So with 1000 EM, that's 40% damage boost. However, this is better than Kazuha's in a way, since you don't need to swirl enemies. All 4 elements just simply get this boost while her skill is active. Obviously, the downside is that she does need to remain on field, but in my opinion, this is the constellation I'm looking most forward to if I keep losing my 50-50s. Now, C3 boosts her skill by 3 levels, which results in about 10% stronger swirls, which is alright. Then C4 actually now allows her to trigger both healing and damage, plus she will regain 5 energy up to 4 times. So not only this heavily fixes her ER requirements, but now in arena teams, this constellation will now enable quick fanfare points generation, since healing will always happen, and it will always be Yume Mizuki getting healed for twice the amount while she's on field. So great constellation for arena comp. Now, C5 hits whatever, basically damage upgrade here does not matter, and only slightly better heals, which gets faster fanfare points if you gain with arena in the team. Finally, C6, I think this is going to be the holy grail for those who keep losing 50-50. So basically, while the skill lasts, anyone who deals swirl damage can now crit with a fixed 30% chance and 100% crit damage. I mean, to me, this is like a super fun upgrade, because just for this video, I did activate the C6 just to see a barrage of swirls critting, which becomes doubly exciting when Venti is in the team. Just look at this crazy spam of numbers. I think for a standard character to have this C6 was a great choice, because maybe after 7 or more years of playing Genshin, after we experience Kaguya and possibly destroy all the evil gods, hey, you might be able to obtain the final copy of Mizuki from all those 50-50s we lost, and then you can have a bunch of fun with this wacky constellation. So, what do I think about this bathhouse psychologist who hunts nightmares and then serves food to ease our minds? I think she's what you would expect from a unit who's going to the standard route. Yes, she's overall not great in single target scenarios. Maybe if you give her something like Thrilling Tales and just use the burst for healing and a few swirls, sure, she can be like any other anime unit who is used for resistant shredding with Vivi said, but she doesn't really provide any other buffs other than boosting swirl damage. So it's better to tailor her build for some unique teams instead. I would also argue building Mizuki is a pretty forgiving process. Just get 3 EM main stat pieces, and if lucky enough, a bunch of EM on Flower and Feather, plus some energy recharge rolls on substats. And she's good to go. I mean, overall, she does feel like more of a leisure unit than a serious pick for Abyss, but as long as Hoyo designs few floors with multiple enemies, she should be pretty decent with teams at Showcase. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Hope you had fun with this video and learned something useful, and as always, I'd really appreciate it if you could press the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, and see you very soon.
Meow meow. I wonder who to level up. I can decide. Need so much. I've forgotten all about this. I've forgotten all about the animal hypostasis. That's my favorite Black Eyed Peas song.
Initially sanctioned by the United Nations,
we go.
the Global Defense Initiative's role was to maintain peace around the world by combating the Brotherhood of Nod. Whereas Nod utilized stealth and cunning, GDI preferred a more brute force approach during combat. And nothing says brute force like a column of tanks, supported by other armored vehicles, able to smash through Nod's forces. Now before getting into the bulk of this video, I want to preface that I'll be primarily focusing on GDI's standard ground vehicles, and not their mechanized walkers, as I've already done a dedicated video on those. I've also done videos on the Mammoth tank and Sonic technology. In the latter one, I covered the vehicles like the Disruptor and Shatterer tanks, so I'll be excluding those from this video as well. I plan to do a dedicated video on MCBs, and will be holding off covering them in this one. All vehicles in GDI's arsenal were built at a structure called the War Factory.
Stop right
One of
there!
the largest structures at a GDI base, it featured a garage
Everybody
and
stand!
2 smokestacks. Vehicles could only be produced one at a time, though multiple war factories could increase the production.
Stayed home.
When it came to light vehicles, GDI used a high-mobility, multi-purpose build vehicle, colloquially known as
Hands
the
where I
Humvee.
can see them!
This all-terrain vehicle moved fast and was quick to produce, making it
I have
excellent
some
for
for you
scouting
too.
battlefields.
Huh?
It had a crew of 5, including a driver, vehicle commander, gunner, and 2 passengers. It was armed with an M60 machine gun, which was useful against enemy infantry. The gun was also decent at taking out light vehicles, such as non-attack bikes and buggies.
Adventure time!
While
Let's light it
fast,
up!
the Humvee's light armor made it vulnerable to explosive weapons. As the war progressed, some improvements were made to the Humvee. The most noticeable one being the
Drop your
installation of
weapons.
the Common Remotely Operated Weapons Station, or CROW. This new system enabled the gunner to acquire and engage targets while staying fully protected inside the vehicle. In addition, the M60 was replaced with an M2 grounded .50 caliber machine gun. While the Humvee was an excellent scouting vehicle, it couldn't transport an entire squad. For this role, GDI used the M113 armored personnel carrier. Like a lot of vehicles in GDI's arsenal at the start of the First Siberian War, the M113 initially saw action during the Second World War between the Allied nations
You're
and
in
the
for a
Soviet
little
Union.
shock.
In In both wars, the vehicle was
Stop
used
right
to
there!
quickly transport troops to the front line.
Surrender in a...
The M113's heavy armor enabled it to resist light arms fire and even crush defensive obstacles like sandbags and barbed wire. The APC was essential in transporting troops across the Siberian Sea, as the vehicle protected them from the toxic
Let's
spores
light it
emitted by
up!
the crystals. The vehicle was armed with an M60 machine gun and could crush infantry to shreds.
Justice will prevail!
Even Nod occasionally used M113 to transport their own troops, until late in the war, when they created their own unique APC.
Come a little closer.
Another
Blitz.
vehicle in GDI's arsenal that carried over from the Second World War was the mobile headquarters. During World War II, the vehicle was known
Drop
as
you
the
do
Mobile
not attempt to
Radar
resist!
Dish, or
Final
MRJ.
warning! Stand down!
The MRJ was built on a half-track chassis with the radar dish located on
Teamwork
top,
is strict.
either at the back of the vehicle or close to the driver's cabin. The MRJ was used by the Allies to jam Soviet radar and disrupt communications using a white noise generator. In order to pull off this feat, the vehicle had to be within range of Soviet structures.
You're in for a little shock.
The vehicle
You've
had
been a
light
naughty
armor
boy.
and was completely unarmed, so needed to be protected by friendly forces.
Stop right there!
I will note that this vehicle was used as a Soviet test tank during a mission in the Counter-Strike expansion. However, this model was replaced by a different one in the Aftermath expansion. To me, this can be explained as one of two possibilities. The first is that the Soviet Union used captured versions of the Allied radar jammer as a test bed for their new mobile Tesla weapon. Once its initial trials
Final
proved
warning.
successful, the Soviets produced their own version of the vehicle,
Let's
which
spark
replaced the
things.
radar dish with a
Hands
Tesla.
where I can see 'em!
Alternatively, the radar jammer model used in the Counter-Strike mission was just a placeholder by the developers, who created a slightly more unique model for the Tesla tank in the Aftermath expansion pack. After the Second World War, the MRJ was decommissioned, but brought back years later under the Global Defense Initiative during the First Siberian War.
Off we go!
Updated with the latest equipment, the MRJ was no longer employed to jam enemy radar. Instead, it was utilized by
Drop your
GDI
weapons.
commanders at the mobile headquarters to monitor and coordinate their forces on the battlefield. The vehicle was essential for commanders who didn't have access to an MCV
Come a
to
little
establish a
closer.
permanent base. The Brotherhood of Nod managed to obtain some of these vehicles for themselves, and like GDI, also converted and used them as a mobile headquarters. It was common for both GDI and Nod commanders to coordinate their forces in battle against each other from inside these vehicles. The victor being the one who destroyed the enemy mobile headquarters first. While not armed in-game, an image of the mobile headquarters shows a machine gun placed on the roof of the vehicle cab, in front of a hatch that's right above the passenger seat. The true backbone of GDI's armor divisions during the First Siberian War was the medium tank. Another legacy vehicle of the Second World War, both light and medium tanks were used by the Allied powers to combat the Soviet Union's double-barreled heavy tanks. The medium tanks shown for World War II and the First Siberian War were portrayed by the M1 Abrams. Without going into detail regarding this alternative version of World War II, which involved weapon systems developed in the late 1970s and early 1980s, I think it makes more sense that the Allies would have used various kinds of medium tanks, since it was a coalition of Western nations' military. Sanctioned by the United Nations, it would benefit the Global Defense Initiative to have standardized weapon systems. So I can see the organization adopting a single big battle tank, such
right
as the
there.
M1 Abrams, as their primary medium tank. The M1 Abrams' primary weapon was a 105mm gun, which was more than capable of eliminating the
Try
light
not
tanks
to
used by the Brotherhood,
Adventure time!
as well as bringing their defenses and other base structures crumbling to the ground. When dealing with Nod infantry, it was sometimes better for the tank
Light
to
it
crush
up!
them beneath its treads, rather than fire at them with its main gun. While the Abrams may have been GDI's main battle tank at this time,
You
the
asked
Brotherhood
for it!
seemed to have created their own military, as seen in a couple of in-game cutscenes.
Lawrence?
These were most
Adventure
likely
time!
ones captured by Nod, as the organization was notorious for using their
Going
enemy's
in!
own weapons against them. When it came to mobile artillery, GDI used the M270 multiple launch rocket system. The MLRS launched 12 227mm rockets.
Final warning!
These were highly effective at taking out infantry, causing considerable damage to vehicles and bases.
Let's light it up!
The rockets allowed the vehicle to fire over walls when either defending a GDI base or assaulting a Nod. The MLRS could even use its rockets against low-flying attack helicopters. The MLRS was often used to provide artillery support for GDI's frontline units. However, the vehicle was slow-moving, and with no short-range fighting ability, needed close-quarter backup. With their victory over the Brotherhood at the end of the First Siberian War, GDI continued to make great advances in military technology. This was most noticeable in their training of mechanized walkers. By the time of the Second Siberian War in 2030, mech walkers had largely replaced the tanks in GDI's arsenal. Wolverines replaced the Humvees as anti-infantry scouting vehicles, whereas Titans replaced the Abrams tanks, becoming GDI's main battle walker.
Drop your weapons!
Even the famous Mammoth tank would be replaced by a new giant experimental walker called the Mammoth Mark II. Not all tractor-wheeled vehicles were replaced by mechanized walkers, though. GDI developed a new APC to replace the M113, which was simply known as the amphibious APC.
Come a little closer.
Unlike the tracked M113, the amphibious APC had 6 large all-terrain wheels. Though it maintained thick armor to protect the troops inside, it had no defensive weapons. It made up for this lack of weaponry with speed, and most importantly, the ability to cross bodies.
Light it up!
Interestingly, near the back portion of the APC are 4 windows.
Going in!
These don't appear to be actual firing ports for the
Oh,
troops,
no,
as the windows
Pushnano.
face upward toward the sky. An optical periscope was located in the middle of the APC's body, perhaps for the troop commander to get an idea of where the vehicle was headed and their surrounding environment. Troops entered and exited the APC via a ramp located at the front, just below the driver's seat. In-game, the APC can only carry 5 soldiers, though it seems the vehicle would be capable of transporting about 20 fully equipped combat troops, which is roughly the number of soldiers a real-life AAV can carry. During the war, the amphibious APC was integral in supporting GDI Commander Michael McNeil's forces in assaulting non-General Vega's island fortress in Honduras. Later in the war, the APC was escorted by 3 of GDI's new hover vehicles through the partially frozen waterways of Norway. Inside the APC were engineers who were vital in helping GDI recapture Hammerfest base from the Brotherhood. Speaking of hover vehicles, the Hover MLRS replaced the original M270 from the first war.
Beautiful than
This new vehicle was the result of GDI's, quote, HoverTech initiative, which sought to develop solutions to the geological upheaval caused by Tiberium's continued proliferation across the planet. The 6 engines located on the bottom of the MLRS's chassis gave the vehicle its hover capabilities. Unlike tracked, wheeled, or bipedal walkers, the Hover MLRS's speed was not slowed by uneven terrain. This hover capability also enabled the vehicle to cross bodies of water, making it an ideal escort unit for GDI's amphibious APCs. The vehicle only needed a single pilot to operate it. Its primary armament was single bodies, which were mounted on a turret with limited rotation at some of its
Drop
elevation.
your weapons!
The rockets could even be fired while the MLRS was on the move.
Try not to enjoy this too
Due
much.
to its speed and maneuverability, the Hover MLRS was an effective, although somewhat expensive, scouting unit. Not only could it cross bodies of water and uneven terrain as dangerous, there was no risk of being destroyed by a baneable monster, as it could hover over the creature's bane. The Hover MLRS's rockets could lock onto enemy aircraft, which made it defensive
Light it up!
at this time. The Hover MLRS had very noticeable disadvantages though. For one, it was expensive, with a single MLRS costing more than a Titan mech walker. While its light armor made it fast, it also meant the MLRS couldn't engage in a straight-up fight with the Brotherhood's TIG tanks. By far the greatest enemy to the Hover MLRS was its Ion Storm. Ion Storms would shut down the vehicle's engines, completely negating its hover capabilities. This would be deadly if the MLRS was over deep water, as the vehicle would sink to a watery grave.
Lol.
The rocket launcher system would still function in the middle of an ion storm, so the vehicle wasn't left completely defenseless. However, its light armor meant it wouldn't be able to withstand a major onslaught by attacking non-players, especially if
You're
Sean
in for
brought
a little
thermal
shock.
artillery.
You've been a naughty
Outright.
boy. Looks like I got carried away.
Due to these weaknesses, as well as the general unreliability of the hover tech, the Hover
Everybody
MLRS
stand
retired from service after
Sweeten the deal!
the Hover Tech initiative was canceled, but not before a few
You
years
asked
before
for it!
was created, which I will
Why
talk
do they
about
never
later in the
miss?
video. Nod's heavy use of stealth and subterranean units throughout the Second Tiberian War wreaked havoc on GDI's infrastructure. Consequently, GDI needed a vehicle capable of detecting these units to stop them from infiltrating their bases.
Off we go!
Walls prevented stealth tanks from entering a base. They couldn't stop subterranean units. The most challenging part was figuring out exactly
Stop right
where
there.
units would emerge. GDI commanders protected the bases from subterranean units through the use of concrete, but the process of paving the entire base site took
Justice
time.
will prevail!
Some regions could end up overlooked, allowing Nod to exploit them. Thus, it became paramount to detect and track these vehicles as they traveled underground, so GDI commanders could zero in on where they would surface. This culminated in the creation of the Mobile Sensor Array, or MSA. It was also known as the Deployable Sensor Array, or DSA. Equipped with a state-of-the-art sensor array package, the MSA could detect any stealth or subterranean units within a wide circular radius around it. The vehicle was vital in defending GDI bases against such attacks. Its mobile capabilities meant it could also be used to support offensive operations. The Brotherhood's stealth generators kept their own bases hidden to the naked eye, but an MSA deployed just outside a Nod base could find these structures, enabling GDI offensive units to destroy them. Despite its size and equipment, the 10-wheeled MSA had moderate movement speed, but no defensive weapons. While mobile, the MSA was unable to detect enemy units. First, it needed to deploy outriggers to stabilize the vehicle. Then the sensor array was raised into the air. Once deployed, it would take a few seconds for the vehicle to transform back into mobile mode. The MSA played a vital role when deployed, yet it was at its most vulnerable, especially out on the battlefield. As the Second Tiberian War progressed, both the Brotherhood and GDI made greater use of drones, particularly the limpet drone. This drone could bury itself in the ground and attach to the underside of any vehicle that drove over it, with the driver unaware of the drone's presence. The attached drone would feed valuable information on the vehicle and its surroundings back to its home base.
Elemental mastery.
In addition, the drone would mess with the vehicle's electrical system,
Animal.
slowing its speed. To keep this from happening, GDI upgraded their mobile sensor arrays to detect these stealth drones. Seeing the value of these vehicles, the Brotherhood took captured mobile sensor arrays and developed their own copies. These were especially useful when fighting back against Cabal, who used much of the Brotherhood's own weapons, including the stealth and subterranean ones, against them. Cabal's cyborg rebellion wasn't just against Nod, but all of humanity. While GDI used the electromagnetic pulse cannon to defend their bases, they needed a way to bring that weapon onto the battlefield to support offensive operations against the rogue AI. Luckily, GDI had just deployed a new weapon system called the Mobile Electromagnetic Pulse Cannon, or MEMP. This light armored vehicle enabled GDI commanders to disable small groups of enemy vehicles or cyborgs in a quick radial blast. The pulse blast of the MEMP could disable cloaked drones, and even short out the guidance systems of subterranean units, forcing them to surface.
Hello.
With enemy units temporarily disabled, it was up to the rest of GDI's forces to destroy them before the effect wore off. Unfortunately, GDI supporting vehicles would also be shut down if caught in the MEMP's pulse radius. The mobile EMP could disable some structures, particularly defensive ones such as the Obelisk of Light, or support structures like the radar installation. It had a lengthy capacitor recharge rate, making the vehicle all but useless until it was fully charged. The capacitor was a downsized version of the fixed emplacement EMP cannon, making its pulse wave much smaller in comparison. The upside was that the mobile EMP was immune to its own attack. MEMPs aided GDI riot troops in suppressing mutant rioters at Colony 3. The rioters brought in armed vehicles that threatened to destroy the colony's food and water supplies. Most importantly, the mobile EMPs proved integral in ending the cyborg rebellion.
Animal hypostasis emulation! Absorption
As
test!
in the first
Stand
Tiberian
clear!
War, all ground vehicles in GDI
Disappear!
were assembled at the war factory.
Yeah!
The second Tib War factory still retained a blocky shape, but had licensed above the main entrance. One core issue with the war factory was that it was built within the secure boundaries of the GDI base. Normally seen as a good thing, the downside was that it could be difficult to transport newly built vehicles to the front line, which may be far away from the base. Vehicle transportation via aircraft would certainly get them to the front line faster. The sudden formation of ion storms, as well as nearby sand sites, caused additional
Enhanced
problems.
animal module 75.
While a commander could establish a new base close to the front line, the maneuver is a high investment in man and material, not to mention the cost of building a new UAV. GDI engineers came up with a solution which they called the mobile
Let's see. You can't run.
F. Slow and costly to produce, it was still The mobile war factory enabled GDI commanders to set up mobile staging grounds anywhere, adjusting its battle line moves. The MWF was heavily armored, but not armed, so escort was typically needed while traveling to its destination. When deployed, the MWF could construct any vehicle in the GDI arsenal. If the battle line
Your
shifted
journey
elsewhere,
ends
the
here,
MWF
Lord
would
of
back up and
Sand.
move to the new
Your
location.
sacrifice is ready.
While these vehicles were heavy, they could be picked up by a carrier or drop. Unlike standard base structures, the mobile war factory could not be repaired. However, the truck that carried the
Pound it to the ground!
was parked at a service depot. While GDI worked hard and fast on producing this, their Brotherhood of Nog made their own version.
Teamwork
They
is
called
strength.
Fist of Nog.
Come a little closer.
The
Blitz.
amphibious APC, mobile sensor array, mobile EMP, and mobile war factory all
get it
have one
on!
thing in common. They always take damage and eventually be destroyed when traveling over the veins of a vein hole. After the Second Tiberium War and resulting Firestorm crisis, GDI shifted their priorities. The proliferation of Tiberium drove the completely collapse of the Earth's natural ecosystem, and in response, GDI reallocated the majority of its funding from military spending to ecological recovery. Thanks to data deciphered from metastasis, GDI discovered the harmonic frequency of Tiberium and developed new sonic weapon systems to contain, and in some cases reverse, social spread. While GDI continues to make technological advances in Tiberium abatement and space infrastructure, their conventional weapons became decidedly low-tech. GDI's military could no longer afford their vast array of mechanized walkers, or the unreliable and expensive hover-tech units. While exceptions were made for some vehicles, such as the Juggernaut and Shatterer tanks, most of GDI's previous high-tech ground units were replaced with more cost-effective, durable, reliable, and maintainable weapon systems. As in the past, all ground units in GDI's arsenal were assembled at the war factory. The design of this structure once again changed. The garage maintained its usual blocky shape, but crates stacked on top of each other were placed to the side of the garage. These crates were filled with parts, ammunition, and assembly.
Animal test
When
6308.
constructing a
Absorption
single
test.
vehicle, a crate hanging above the factory reaches down, picks up one crate, and drops it inside the structure. Once assembled, the new vehicle is exited through the garage door at the front of the
Show
factory.
me your courage!
Thanks to advancements in drones, GDI no longer needed a separate service
Squirrel,
depot
Mark
to repair
II.
vehicles. Now, 3 flying autonomous drones, equipped with repair
He might be a
fix any
little
damaged
thick.
ground vehicles that park close to the war factory.
Animal test
These drones can
6308.
perform individual complex repairs in a short time. One drone can be assigned to one damaged vehicle. Even if there was only one vehicle near the factory,
Absorption
the
test.
individual drone
You
would
can't
repair
run.
it.
Animal test 6308.
The Mammoth Armored Reclamation Vehicle, or MARV, as it's more commonly known, was born out of the same initiative that led to the creation of SOCOM, a division of GDI that
Enhanced animal
specializes
module
in
75.
operations in
Punishment.
Tiberium and the largest ground vehicle in GDI's arsenal, the MARV had to be constructed in its own factory
Animal
called
test
the
6308.
Reclamation, which was located underground. On the surface was an observation tower, with a couple silos of liquid Tiberium and a smokestack. Whenever a MARV was assembled, it emerged from the hub's giant bay door. The Reclamator hub's facilities were not exclusive to the MARV though, as they could construct all other ground vehicles in GDI's arsenal at this time, making the hub a larger war factory.
Try
It
not
also
to.
had 3 repair drones flying over it to repair any nearby damaged vehicles. With the retirement of the Wolverine from part of one of GDI's divisions, that being the Steel Talon, the military needed a new, fast, but armed reconnaissance vehicle. And the engineers came up with the Pit.
You've been a naughty boy.
Ready for action.
The Pitbull was lightly armored and had 4 large all-terrain wheels, which crewmen climbed onto to enter the vehicle. Initial prototypes featured an open cockpit as a cost-saving measure, but engineers realized that it left the crew exposed to the harmful effects of tiberium and welded a roof on top. As for its primary armament, the Pitbull held 20 rockets and a turret attached to the
I'm
back.
just living.
However, the in-game model of the unit
powering
shows
up.
it only armed with a total of 4 rockets.
You're in for a little
These
shock.
rockets could be
Blitz.
used against both ground and air targets, dealing moderate damage. Due to its light armor, it wasn't wise for a Pitbull to engage with a non-Scorpion tank head.
Okay, it's over.
It was mostly used as either a scouting vehicle or a supporting vehicle for larger attack forces. A group of Pitbulls could conduct effective raids against enemy bases. Equipped with advanced sensors, Pitbulls could detect enemy stealth units. Especially helpful when raiding a Nod base, Pitbulls could detect Nod harvesters and quickly take them out with their rockets, thus disrupting Nod harvesting operations. The Pitbull could be outfitted with additional firepower and technology sensors. This would be a
Absorption
mortar
test.
attached to the
Animal
very
test
back of the
63.
vehicle.
Disappear!
While not as accurate as
You
the
can't
rocket,
run.
the mortar had splash damage that was effective at taking out squads of enemy infantry,
let's finish
and
this.
could even do decent damage to buildings, bringing them crumbling to the ground with sustained bombardment. The mortar was only effective against non-moving targets, and took a while to
Squirrel,
reload.
Mark 2, stand clear.
A special reconnaissance unit known as the Bloodhounds could be airlifted onto the battlefield by way of B-35 Ox
Let's
transport.
Judgment.
This unit included 2 Pitbulls with veteran crews and 2 Guardian APCs.
You asked for it.
Guardian APCs replaced the amphibious APCs in the second phase. The exception
Animal
to this
test
is
63.
Steel Talon, whose Bloodhound was comprised of 2 Marines instead of APCs. According to the GDI style guide, when the Dolphins they become the Guardian APC,
You can't run.
initially began as the DN and SW Turtles. Drawing on their seminal research combining the
Absorption
form of
test.
recursion nature and historical combat tactics,
Enhanced
DNSW,
animal module 75.
Dynamon, and Stokeworks created several prototypes before settling on the ideal form for their Turtle Armored Personnel Carrier APC.
Disappear!
Powered by the same electromotive systems as the Mammoth, the Mark III
Stand
version.
clear.
The Turtle is, however, far faster and more dangerous than its
Wind
namesake.
blade!
Features of the Turtle included, quote,
Punishment.
using a shape derived from naturally occurring defensive forms.
Animal
The
test
Turtle also
6308.
uses asymmetrical contrasted detail shapes, e.g. Raytheon's Vigilante self-defense armament systems. The Turtle uses a high-frequency, low-voltage titanium alloy bimetal articulated
meat.
suspension, which changes the running profile of the vehicle. The Turtle's suspension allows it to adapt to all battle terrain conditions.
Let's
as well as
light it
change
up.
locomotive
Everybody
attitudes
stand
to
back.
configure it for speedy troop
Let's
insertion
spark things
or
up
for
a little.
low-profile squad deployment and evasion.
You've been a naughty
The
boy.
namesake of an ancient combat tactic used by the Roman legion,
Let's get it
the
on.
amphibious turtle can deliver a tactical combat squad to battle lines during all levels of combat intensity. After all experiments and testing were complete, the final vehicle dropped the name Turtle and became known as the Guardian Armored Personnel Carrier.
APC ready for combat.
The GDI Armored Personnel Carrier, or APC, is a six-wheeled all-terrain vehicle that can transport infantry
Come
and
a little
armored
closer.
compartments. Dynamically sized fire sleds
Blitz.
permit the soldiers riding in the vehicle to shoot at targets outside the APC.
Surrender and let's
Deploy a
light
missile
it up.
squad into an APC,
Teamwork
and the
is
vehicle
dreamwork.
effectively gains the ability to fire missiles. Passengers can be evacuated quickly through multiple exits,
Let's get it on.
so the vehicle can drop soldiers
You
right
asked
into a
for it.
firefight with minimum downtime for unloading. While infantry could fire their weapons from inside the APC, it was armed with its own swivel-mounted dual machine gun turret, capable of fire support
You're
against
in for a little
infantry,
shock.
light vehicles,
You've been a
and
naughty
even
boy.
aircraft. This weapon could be upgraded with armor-piercing rounds, requisitioned at a command post. This extra firepower allowed the APC to do increased damage to light vehicles. In addition to its machine guns, the APC was armed
Come
with
a little
mines.
closer.
This
Blitz.
cluster of mines could be dropped off anywhere and was effective at taking out both infantry and armor units.
Try not to. Everybody
The
stand
Steel
back.
Talon's experimental
light it up.
combat technology division used their own variant of the Guardian APC, called the Mobile Repair Transport, or MRT.
MRT online.
The MRT replaced the machine guns with a crane and had a repair drone that followed it
You've been a
around.
naughty boy.
The crane and drone would repair any damaged vehicles and structures within the MRT's vicinity. The MRT still had room for infantry units to ride inside, and fire ports for them to engage enemies surrounding. This was in addition to the mines they carried. MRTs
You're
can
in
make
for a little
active
shock.
repairs in the middle of combat. MRT crews can have their
Surrendering.
drones focus on a single
They're dead
vehicle,
meat.
repairing it faster. Of course, an MRT's drone escort can repair its own vehicle. Some claim that the MRT was put into service before the Guardian APC, based on the MRT being encountered by Nod forces fighting against the Steel Talons as early as the year 2034. However, the Rio Insurrection, which was an event that took place that same year, shows Nod forces engaged with GDI units supported by Guardian APCs, armed with their standard machine guns.
Hold
This
on.
would suggest that both the Guardian and MRT entered service at around the same time, rather than the MRT being earlier. While both the Pitbull and Guardian could use their primary weapons to target enemy aircraft, they were not dedicated.
Bathroom break. No bathroom break. And while I'm doing that, yeah. I've had so much coffee. Lol. Hold on.
Dedicated anti-air vehicles. For that role, GDI used one of the few hover-derived vehicles in their arsenal, called the Slingshot.
Slingshot, eyes on the sky.
With GDI's shuttering of its costly, failure-prone hovertech initiative in the aftermath of the Second Tiberium War, the GDI Slingshot is something of an anomaly. The last bastion of this once dominant GDI program, finally out of testing after a decade-long development phase. While this exclusively anti-air vehicle is less vulnerable to ion storm interference than its predecessors, the Slingshot remains a relatively fragile unit, trading armor and additional weaponry for high speed, maneuverability, and a powerful quad cannon that can quickly bring even the most powerful aerial opponent crashing to the ground. Slingshots were first put into service with the Steel Talons, but were later adopted into the rest of GDI's divisions. Nod Venoms and Skrin Stormriders didn't stand a chance against the Slingshot. Heavier aircraft, like the Vertigo bombers and Devastator warships, had a better chance of surviving a Slingshot's barrage of bullets, so long as it wasn't using tungsten shells. Tungsten anti-aircraft shells could be requisitioned by a GDI commander from the Technology Center. These shells were better at penetrating the hulls of heavier aircraft, bringing them down in no time. It's important to note that while the AA defense turrets have a visible change when upgrading to tungsten shells, the slingshots do not. The slingshot had light armor, so it was fast moving. The driver could use the vehicle's high speed to run over enemy infantry. After the Second Tiberium War, GDI needed a new main battle tank to replace their retiring Titan Mark I mech walkers. Initially, engineers came up with a light tank, which was codenamed the Bull. It was a wheel tank that utilized a multiple quad drive tread system developed by GCH, General Combat Hull Incorporated. This system would go on to be used in the development of the new Mark III Mammoth tank, and the Bull would be transformed into GDI's new main battle tank called the MBT-6 Predator.
Predator rolling out.
Equipped with a 150mm cannon, this 65-ton tank packs an armor-piercing punch against any vehicle or structure. It's also fast and quite maneuverable for a large armored vehicle. Devastating in numbers, Predator tanks can rip through enemy encampments quickly, as well as crush infantry under their tracks. They have excellent armor, but are vulnerable to armor-piercing rocket and cannon attacks. The Predator tank had a crew of 4, including a commander, driver, gunner, and combat engineer. Interestingly, early screenshots of the Predator tank show the vehicle armed with a couple of rockets located in a pod attached to the left side of the vehicle's turret. These rockets were removed from the final in-game version, perhaps due to concerns of gameplay balance. The Predator was the workhorse of GDI armored forces. Its 150mm cannon was effective against all types of vehicles and structures. More importantly, these cannons could be replaced with more powerful railguns, requisitioned at the Technology Center. In addition to increased firepower, railguns provided Predators with improved accuracy, especially against infantry units. The Predator tank's main weakness was its inability to defend itself from hostile aircraft, so it was important for GDI commanders to support the tanks with slingshots or pit bulls. The Mobile War Factory was another unit retired from service after the Second Tiberium War. While MCVs were becoming increasingly mobile, the concept of a smaller vehicle that could deploy itself into a forward base to support frontline operations was one that GDI's generals still wanted. This led to the development of a new vehicle called the Rig.
Rig, ready to move out.
The rig.
GDI field commanders and some forward bases have access to one of the most unique power projection systems in the world, the Rig. The Rig is a vehicle that is designed to roll deep into enemy territory and quickly deploy into a heavily armored battle base structure. Equipped with Guardian cannons and a missile launcher, the battle base is capable of engaging enemy vehicles and aircraft. As an added bonus, Rigs carry a complement of auto drones for making field repairs to GDI vehicles. The Rig battle base combination is ideal for claiming and holding terrain, enabling
Meow meow. Hello. Hang on me. Hang on me.
Мустанг это понты. Априора это угроза. Априора испытывала. Тесла молчит.
Meow meow.
Мерседес для тех, кто ждет эвакуатор. Приора для тех, кто замчит и едет дальше. Приора это БМВ. БМВ это скорость. Ну.
It's freezing. What now? Why is it freezing? I can play like this. Oh, it's freezing. The game is freezing. Oh, the game is freezing, GG. My game keeps freezing. Sorry, my game keeps freezing. Maybe they're hacking.
Throwing fire. Fire in the hole. Laying down smoke.
One banana. Bomb banana. Meow meow.
Terrorists win.
Meow meow.
Decoy. Good country. Shoot everything.
Meow meow, fuck you.
Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow.
You're
Meow
this
meow meow
stupid.
meow. Oh. Wah 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 wah. Meow meow. Meow meow.
Terrorists win. Remember, this isn't the killing house anymore. This is real life.
Meow 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 meow. Chicken. KFC.
Deploying flashbang.
Chicken. Chicken. Osama bin Chicken. No, planting.
Has been planted.
You know, I really wish my GPU were NVIDIA instead of AMD.
Terrorists win.
Meow 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 meow.
Пошел нахуй, долбоеб.
Meow 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 meow.
Decoys out.
Meow 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 meow.
Throwing fire. Throwing a grenade. Flashbang. Throwing flashbang.
Найс флеш, долбоеб. Идет, блядь, ёбаный.
meow, meow, meow.
Deploying flashbang.
Wala na. I wanna make burgers.
Counter-terrorists win. Stuff.
Meow, 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 meow.
Grenade out. Laying down smoke. Deploying decoy. Throwing grenade. In the area.
Freak you.
Terrorists win. Are we rushing in, or are we going sneaky beaky like? Incendiary.
Что
Incendiary
you
out.
doing, idiot, блядь?
Throwing flashbang.
Meow, meow.
Grenade out. Laying down smoke. Decoy. Smoke. Fire in the hole. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke. Throwing smoke. Bomb has been planted. Flashbang. Laying down smoke. I'm defusing the bomb.
All clear. No one's AK. You want AK?
Counter-terrorists win.
Meow, meow.
I am fired up.
I go meow. I go meow. I go meow.
Let's go. Grenade. Grenade out. Throwing fire. Deploying decoy. Throwing smoke. Flashbang. Smoke. Grenade out. Incendiary out.
know. Don't push side.
We're really laying into them. Terrorists win.
Meow meow.
Watch out. These boys have got a bit of an
Chicken.
They don't mind using it.
Chicken.
Grenade out.
Look. Hopper T-ramp.
Трое, там двое, два. Дай, Грейс. Дай.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. Come on, jump. I'm waiting here.
Meow 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 meow.
Throwing a grenade. Incendiary. Throwing a grenade. Throwing grenade. Smoke. Decoys out.
Nice. Meow meow. Don't peek. The telly. Tomato uprising. Uprising. Whatever.
One banana.
Banana, banana.
Counter-terrorists win. The best of the best.
Nice. Got him. Oh, gusto mo.
Throwing smoke. Bomb has been planted.
Help, help, help.
All clear.
Diffusing.
Mambo.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. Right on. Let's defend our land.
Oh, pal. Meow meow.
Throwing a decoy. Grenade.
Nice.
I'm throwing a grenade. Activating the bomb. Bomb has been planted.
How do you guys like this? I hope you guys like this.
Throwing a flashbang.
Meow meow.
Good well.
Decoy down. Grenade. Grenade out.
Пачку ставь.
Planted. Bomb has been planted.
I don't think they know that I can see them. They don't know that I can see them.
We must move.
Go yellow, ёпта, блядь. Plant the bomb. B, hey, go away. The bomb.
One city. City. With impunity. They don't know I can see them.
This going to explode.
Terrorists win.
We will stop your little scout.
You're so skibbity. You're so phantom tax. I just wanna be your Sigma.
Throw the decoy.
Take the bomb.
To be.
Somebody.
Grenade. Throwing smoke. I'm throwing fire.
I just wanna be your Ligma.
Let's go. Decoy. I'm throwing the flashback. Throw the fire. Grenade.
Gini. What can you guys say if anyone's watching? I don't think anyone's watching, but whatever. I'm just chilling here.
Go.
Hold on.
Behind one. Stay B.
I'm planted.
I won number one.
Throwing smoke.
Nice move.
Taiwan number 1. Taiwan number 1. What is this? It's idiot.
This is what we have been working for. I'm throwing the flashbang.
GG.
Спасибо, go B.
I planted the bomb. Bomb has been planted.
Банан.
It's A. Go, it's A, go. It's A, bro, it's A. No B, it's A.
Terrorists win. Yeah.
Meow meow meow.
I'm throwing a grenade. Throwing fire. Decoys out. Grenade. Flashbang. Smoke.
Nako naman.
Go B, please, guys. Go B.
Meow meow. Last one upper. Knifey wifey. Woo. No.
We are the best.
Woo. Oopsie whoopsie woo. Meow meow. Hey meow meow. Hey meow meow. Meow meow meow.
Decoy. Flashbang. Smoke.
Meow meow.
Go.
I'm throwing a flashbang. Bomb. Activating the bomb. Bomb has been.
B, go B.
Yeah.
Go B.
Don't be.
Yeah. Oh, you freak.
Counter-terrorists win.
Let's go.
Give me bomb, yo. Yellow. Chinese, give me bomb. Thank you.
Decoys out. I'm throwing smoke. Grenade out.
It's taking so long. Nubby.
Counter-terrorists win.
Meow.
Fuck you, dog, блядь.
Meow.
Throwing a flashbang. Smoke. Throwing a decoy. Grenade out. Throwing bomb. Throwing bomb.
I take bomb, yo.
I'm throwing a flashbang.
Hello? You didn't get him?
Help me.
Planted.
Help me, idiot.
Meow. Mambo.
Bomb has been planted.
Meow, 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 meow.
Decoys out. I'm throwing a grenade. Smoke. I'm throwing fire.
Meow, 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 meow.
Grenade. Counter-terrorists win.
I just want to chill. Shimano SPD. Oh, it's free for all. Let's not join free for all. Let me 2v2. Green skins, huh? Do we have chosen? Uh, and then panalo. Yan. What's na ako dyan? yung gagawin ko. You know, even if I'm not gonna play next weekend, I wanna zero my M4.
Chaos Sorcerer! Unsanitary! They will suffer! Arcane torment awaits! For fighting's sake!
Ayoko lang.
Leave nothing alive except proliferating disease. By the dawn of Galago, we make claim, rage and fury, the corruptor's will. We love the sick. Eviscerate them. Serving Nurgle Regal of life. Make claim. They will rot. Dr. Festus. The Lord surges. Waker of command. Urge to defile. Filth shall prevail. Bring in ruin. Sickness personified. Onward, Northmen. Master of plagues. Utility for all. Chaos command. Dr. Festus. Pestilent perfection. Conquest. Cultists for the apothecary. Arcane specimen. Destroy them. Rules of decay. Dr. Festus. We are the foul. Virulent warfare. Pestilence comes. Befoulment comes. The Lord surges. Festus sends us. Bring in ruin. Purify them. We love the sick. Bring in the rot. Visit destruction. Sick.
Whoa. We're doing so much damage. I can't believe it.
Darkness. Cold. Utility for all. Rage and fury. The corruptor's will. Spread corruption. Time to suffer. Dr. Festus, Master of Plagues. Rules of decay. Annihilate them.
I haven't lost a single soldier, single warrior.
Dr. Festus. Nurgle guides us. Serving Nurgle. Abolish and death. Seeking victims. Sickness personified. Ailments of chaos. Conquest. Open way. Burn. We are the foul. The Lord surges. Untie his foot. The sickening annihilation. Corpses for the apothecary. Virulent warfare. We love the sick. Dr. Festus. Utility for all. My magic is ready. Six's boom. Reality bends. Urge to defile. Rules of decay. Bring in ruin. Where are the skulls? Battle hungry! The horde surges! Spreading destruction. Fire! At your command! Violent warfare. Nurgle guides us. Escape! Reel of the sick. Waker of command.
Oh no!
Shred corruption. They die. Purify them. I am channeling, if the gods bid it. Chaos is magic. Cease! Pull back! Is thick.
Well, that was fun.
Jump back and fight, weaklings! Chosen of Nurgle!
GG.
Boils! Going! Finch's boom! Kill! Maim! Burn! Moving! Let us bring about an infernal gateway! Chaos comes! Going! See who wields true power. This world will die! Pull back!
Oh no.
Cast them! Retreat! Come back and fight, weaklings!
That was nice. Even if we lost, that was nice. takes a while to load though. I mean, you're not gonna load.
Kazar Bakus! Visharam! Hashujimantu! Gondor! Mahito Demak! At Eza El Gramos! Abruazando! Ei! Ha! Fahasut! Ora und adu galfauto! Ehi! Paskala Ökalak! Askul Ulawaku! Ja! Unasan! Karenz Kazat! Hashut Mahitut! Tak! Freelance Vaccinafon! Tehusarasino Adu Baumansi! Wanrakista Ekalat! Raja! Huzet Ula Elbrus! Gondok! Askal Elgramus! Roshkazak Wagus! Aeshka! Ashut Mahitu! Gondok! Vaiz! Utidu Anraktak! Utidu Anraktak! Karim Svakasat! Mahitu Demak! Audu! Askul Ulawak! Udi Ask! Utta Kalabrignatu! Linas Vacian Nachrun! Uttak alla Brignatu! Gradbrek! Jar Unazad! Taktalash! Hashutaras! Utta alla Brignatu! Baklus Anser! Där! Brastja! Ula ut Adugal Fauto! Haskala Fadrastja! Vai Sartu! Diskurs! Ut Odiol Ardugan! Gat alla Brignatu! Diskurs! Haskala Irkalag! Kastan eta Uskel! Nestruga Ardugan! Shoot Sarah's gun! Hey! Hey! Paskala Fadrafja! God! Nahwadal! Raskazar Waku! Mahitu Demak! Utsaruzuk Ib! Shitodar! Paskala Erkala! Ashut Sarasgor! Ashut Saragor! Mahito Demak! Dali Jahaz! Drafjar! Ey! Ashut Mehi Uut! Mosh! Trash Kazad Wade! Avisa El Gramus! Otsat Ulsugit! Uses Washus Tastaza! Now shall be done! Frilos Vatsanachlund! Utmus Sauttos! Oskol! Ja! Aknamu! Opido Anrakta! Karins Fakasat! Masu Adadu Adru! Aska! Ata Futba! Al-Haharu! Unbax Demas Elki! Idok! Uzet Ula Elkramus! Trafta! Vai Sartu! Sar Ulasa! Haktamund! Istos!
Got him.
Baklus Anser! That's good! Ulawatu!
Okay.
Udiasque!
Fire and maneuver. That's nice. That was nice. Ready.
On my oath, they die! Organ Gunner! Ranging target! Organ Gunner! For the ancestor gods! For the ancestors!
Meow, 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 meow. After this, I'm going to bed.
Strike out! Plow through!
Oh no, they're so close.
Saw! For orders, no! Organ Gunner! Barracks ready! This won't miss fire! Stock! The next kill is ours! Kill hurts! That'll do! Axes out, lads! Organ Gunner! Fire! And War of Vengeance! Move now! Go! Yes! Withdraw! Yeah! Nothing can stop us! Strike out! Organ Gunner! Attack the Earth! Move to attack! Pull out! Get in front! Longbeards! Drain them! Slayer King! We demand blood! The next kill is ours! Understood, Lord! Hungry mind fist! Obey me! War of Vengeance! Cadwin will march! Artillery! My doom approaches! Plans will shoot us! Do not shame your ancestors! March is getting the foot! Bring them to our hands! The clans unite! To the Tarazan tour! The Iron Fist speaks! Do not shame your ancestors! Organ Gunner! It is a reckoning! Shield bearers, ho! Go! the Slayer King! Shall breathe this day! Lord's watch! Do not disgrace us! Slay the Oathbreakers! Master deserters! Shame! Do not shame your ancestors! Withdraw! Vengeance! The axe of Dargo thirsts! It is an order! No! Rend them apart!
This was not meant to be!
Then flee! The clans unite!
This was not meant to be!
Death all! We'll be back! Murder! Slaughter them all! Dwarf honor is at stake! The musk of fear! Shut up, Eve! We'll be back! Aye!
Alright, YouTube, I'm gonna go now. See ya. Bye bye. Let's go. Bye bye. Bye bye.